You're checking out a Mornings with Lone Star podcast. Don't forget, I, Dick Schischler, your morning DJ, is live every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and online at irlonestar.com with your morning radio show, Mornings with Lone Star, with weather and traffic at the top and bottom of every hour, and taking song requests on our Facebook page. If you want to be a guest on my show or sponsor Mornings with Lone Star, just contact me online at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station at 936-647-5747. Now, before we get to the interview on the podcast, I want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors of Mornings with Lone Star. For your morning coffee craves, or pretty much all-time coffee craves, make sure to check out Conroe Coffee at 206 North Main in downtown Conroe, Texas. And again, a very special thank you to the sponsors of Mornings with Lone Star. Now, the interview from Mornings with Lone Star. All right, that was Lonnie Spiker right there, Texas in Another Life. It is 9:02. Hope you guys are doing well this morning. We're on Mornings with Lone Star, and now it's time for our special segment with Nathan Arrazate, Montgomery County Lifestyle, with Meet the Candidates. Folks, it's voting time for the city of Conroe, so if you're a resident of Conroe, Texas, visit cityofconroe.com/election for more information about polling. Early voting starts June 13th, goes all the way through the 17th, and then comes back for the 20th, 21st for that Monday and Tuesday. All times, locations, and everything you need to know about voting, which is probably one of the most important things you need to know today, is on cityofconroe.org/election. And a person running for mayor is in the studio. We have Jim Gentry. You can check him online too at jimgentryformayor.com and also on Facebook. So Nathan's in the studio. Nathan, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. Dick, how you doing, Dick?
I'm doing good. I'm enjoying this weather. I love the warnings we get every morning. It's like, it might rain. It might rain, because now everyone's afraid of rain for the past month or so. So we actually expect rain all the way through to Saturday at one point. And that's my new weather forecast. It's going to rain maybe between now and Saturday. We'll figure it out. But we're really excited about bringing back Meet the Candidates. I know we have a city council position open, and we have a mayor runoff. Both are runoffs, I mean. And so when you go to vote next week and the week after, and also the 25th, is you're basically voting for two people. From what I understand on the ballot, there's two people. How simple can it be? So
it takes you 5 minutes. You get in, you show them your ID, and you vote. And you pick one candidate for mayor, one candidate for city council.
We don't have to pick. You can just do one. You don't have to vote on the other one.
You're need to pick two.
I'm just saying you're not forced. I'm just letting you know. Well, but it's important to vote for both and to be educated. So that's what this whole program's about.
Absolutely.
And in the studio, we have Jim Gentry, who's running for mayor in the mayor runoff. Again, jimgentryformayor.com for more information about him. He has a great button right there. There's voting info. So, I mean, that's probably the most important thing for potential voters who don't know. Get educated about where to go and what time. And don't be like Cindy, just showing up without an ID. And I think she tried to use like one of those IDs she had at the YMCA or something like that. Apparently, that didn't really work too well for her. But Jim, welcome to Lone Star Community Radio here in downtown Conroe, right across the street from the city council.
Thank you, Dick.
We're excited to have you in here. Basically, this program, folks, if you're listening for the first time for Meet the Candidates, really what we do is we focus for a whole hour, taking some music breaks, and letting the candidate kind of talk about their platform, talk about who they are, what's important to them, and then also allows us to ask questions. So if you have a question as a listener, you can email me at dick@irlonestar.com or go to Facebook. We have two places. We have Montgomery County Lifestyle and Mornings with Lone Star. So if you message those pages, we'll get them, and we're here. We might relay it. Depends on if it's a good question or not. And please don't ask if I'm single or not, because I am taking ladies. Just to let everyone know that ahead of time. But
ladies, guys, y'all go ahead and go for it anyway.
I'm excited about having Jim in the studio. The mayor candidate is a very interesting position in the city of Conroe. And the person who's currently mayor, is it just 1 year you can, or one term you can run for mayor, or can you do re-election for mayor?
You can run for two terms.
Two terms.
4-year terms, yes.
Okay. Man, that's a long time.
It is.
So are you going for 8 years? Is that what from what I understand?
Well, that may or may not be my decision.
That's true.
I got a feeling right now you just want to see what happens between now and June 25th.
I just like to make it through the first four before I decide about the second four.
Okay. Well, Jim, if you don't mind, I'm going to give you some time to let us know who you are and about you right now. So the mic is yours.
Thank you, Dick and Nathan. The first thing I'd like to do is just stress the importance of voting right now, and I'll get into a little more detail later. But for those that don't know, I've been a home builder here for 40 years, so I do know how to conduct a business. I know how to operate within a budget. I know how to pull people together to get a job done. I know how to work with people. And you know, experience and qualifications are extremely important. But you know, equally or more important are relationships. You get nothing done without relationships. And having spent 8 years on the city council from 2006 to 2014, I had the opportunity to meet and know all of the council people and our staff and many of our employees, particularly our police and firemen. But I feel like I am very well qualified to run for the city of mayor. I've been encouraged to do so by so many people. And I have a passion for the city of Conroe. Its growth is going to be phenomenal in the next 7 years. And we have to have someone there with a vision to know how to lead this city. And in that light, I'm reminded of a story about Helen Keller, who was literally blind at the age of 2. And when she later in life she was asked what could be worse than being blind, she said having sight with no vision. And so we must have a vision for the city of Conroe, and I think I have that.
What's important, folks, is like everything that Jim's saying is talking about right now is the importance of voting. And like we said earlier in the program, is there's so much information out there. You need to go to cityofconroe or .com/election to know more information about that, and especially about Jim Gentry from mayor.com. And one thing I love when you talked about you being on the city council, and I think that's an interesting perspective in city government and also owning your own business. The way you see the city of Conroe, do you see it being a great way or good way that they're running the city right now, or can you make any comparisons to other cities that you might know that are in similar, capacity and population, and also the expectation of the next 7 years being a big growth period?
We're blessed, number one, to be living in one of the fastest growing counties in the United States. I think Conroe is the 6th fastest growing county. And we are very blessed to have an outstanding council and mayor sitting right now. And by virtue of my 8 years on council, which finished in 2014, I know our staff people as well, and they are outstanding people. So the city of Conroe is in good shape. There will always be issues to address. There will always be things that need to be done. But the city of Conroe is in great shape right now. Two of the, I think, number one things that will need to be addressed, and we can get into these in a little more detail in a few minutes, but one is make sure Conroe has enough water for the next 20 or 30 years. That's pretty important. And make sure that Conroe doesn't get into financial trouble like so many cities have through their health and retirement programs. But generally speaking, Conroe is in great shape financially right now, Dick.
Yeah, one thing I love about the city council and the city council meetings is they're open to the public, and you can watch them, and you see everything's documented. So really, as a citizen, if you're concerned at all, you have a lot of options. You can just be a person just watching, or you can even participate, as in get yourself on the agenda and express your concerns or opinions or ideas you have for the city. And I think that's really neat for people to get involved in that way. And you as mayor, and that's one thing I always wonder about mayor, because when you go to city council, folks, you don't really know who's in charge or what's really going on. And as the mayor position, what's the difference between the mayor and the city council?
Well, the mayor is supposed to be the leader. He's supposed to give direction to the city. He's supposed to be able to bring his city council together because they are important. And we are supposed to be leaders of the city. And at the same time, we're supposed to be servants of the city. We are elected servants. I have never referred to myself as an elected official. We're actually employees of the people. And that's the way we need to see ourselves. And we need to treat our citizens like they're customers. So it's very important, and our allegiance should be to our citizens. I think one of the most important things you can possibly do is, and I would like to do this if the citizens choose to elect me, is to create what I would call a Citizens Advisory Committee or a Citizens Leadership Group, whatever you may call it. I would particularly like to do this out in the April Sound area. I would like for them to select a dozen so of their leaders out there. I would like to meet with them, see what their issues and their concerns are, and address those and recognize those and promptly deal with those issues. Do the same thing in the city as well. I'm surprised we haven't done this before, but at some point in time, those two committees need to be brought together so that we are absolutely sure that April Sound feels like they are a part and are involved in the decision-making process at the city. So I think those are important things we need to do.
You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star. I'm sitting with mayor candidate Jim Gentry. You can check him out online, jimgentryformayor.com. We're running our Meet the Candidates segment right now with Nathan Arrazate, my morning co-host, special co-host partner for Meet the Candidates. We're going to take a quick break. We got some good music coming up. It is 9:13. And when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation with Jim Gentry, who's running for mayor again. And if you have questions for Jim, we're on Facebook, Mornings of Lone Star, and then we also have Montgomery County Lifestyle. And then we also have my email address if you want to keep anonymous. It's dick@irlonestar.com. We'll be right back. Here's Jared Starrett. This is a local Conroe boy right here. You can see him playing all around the city and also the county. This is his new song. This song's called Settle Down Cowboy. Don't worry. We'll get back to the podcast in a second. I just want to let you know I'm live every weekday morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Mornings of the Lone Star with Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and worldwide at irlonestar.com. I have a lot of fun hosting the show, and if you want to have fun, you should join me. Join in by visiting Mornings of the Lone Star on Facebook, and make sure to comment and post a song request if you want to hear anything. Mornings of the Lone Star is your morning community radio show on irlonestar.com and Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. That was a new one by George Strait, still making new music. His new CD is actually pretty dang good. Yeah, there you go. You're listening to Mornings of the Lone Star. It's 9:20. It's Meet the Candidates. That was our little break right now. We're sitting in the studio with Jim Gentry, who's running for mayor. Early voting starts next Monday, folks. cityofconroe.com/elections for more information about polling locations and polling times, all that kind of good stuff. And, of course, more information about Jim Gentry can be found online, jimgentryformayor.com. Sitting here with Nathan Arrazate of Montgomery County Lifestyle, and we were just kind of touching about the background of Jim and especially what he sees kind of an important thing for him if he was mayor. One thing I want to touch on before we move on to get to know Jim more is to remind people there's a forum happening this Saturday. It's open forum over there in April Sound. Nathan has more specific information. Nathan, what is actually going on for Saturday?
Lake Conroe Area Republican Women, awesome ladies. President Kathy Jackson, I believe Pam Tipton, Michelle Martin, and one other lady are kind of like the one spearheading this. It'll be at April Sound Church, 10 to 12. April Sound Church, Saturday, 10 to 12. Open to all residents of and voters and citizens of Conroe. Heck, there's people out there that live outside of the city limits, but they work here in Conroe. They're welcome too. Come get to know the four candidates. Come ask them questions if there's times permitting. They can email in the questions to the Lake Conroe women. They can email them here to Lone Star, and Dick, you can forward them to me, and I'll get them. Come get to know these people so that you can get out and vote. They're leaving it out there. They're having it at April Sound Church because they want to kind of give the people out there by the lake, some of the people that have recently been annexed, they feel like they haven't had a voice lately. This is a chance for them to have a voice and not stay home and pout and not vote, so that they can learn who to vote for and do it. It's a big deal. I'll be there.
Now, with Jim, with that opportunity, do you see that be that's kind of a normal thing for a person running for mayor to go to these forums and to be part of pretty much any type of public event, especially getting involved with voters? Do you see that being an important stance for your race to get more voters going to this forum?
It's very important. We have been very blessed here in the city of Conroe and Montgomery County to have some very outstanding people running for office. And it's hard to get to know all of them, but it is very important. And this forum on Saturday that Nathan has talked about is an opportunity, particularly for the people of April Sound, to come out, meet the candidates, and decide who they think would best represent them. I would love to meet them. I would love to tell them about what my interest is in April Sound and how I would like to be sure that they're going to have a voice at City Hall if they choose to select me as their mayor. So I hope they will come out. There are a lot of voters in April Sound. There are a lot of great people out there. I know a lot of the people out there. So this is an opportunity. So I hope they will come out and take this opportunity. I would love to visit with them and talk to them and answer any questions that they might have. And I just want the people of April Sound to feel welcome and like they have the opportunity to become a part of the city of Conroe, because they in fact are a part of the city of Conroe, and they have to be made to feel that way. So I think that's important, that we pay attention to those people, that we listen to them, and that we address their issues and their concerns as they present them.
And one thing I like about this forum is you can submit your questions. I think it's kind of unique from watching all the other forums and things like that. The questions can be asked by the citizens and by people who are not from the city of Conroe. And what's neat is you as mayor, they don't let you know what they're going to ask, do they?
That's correct.
They're going to take them out of a fishbowl.
Isn't that great? I think that's great.
Well, and it's a cool format. It starts at 10. They're going to have a mix and mingle for everybody just to walk around, talk to the candidates for 25 minutes.
Pictures and autographs.
That too.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they'll have each candidate can bring out signs and push cards and stuff and T-shirts, whatever. And at 10:30, they're going to have them all go to the front and just give a couple of minutes, about their background and who they are, and ask for the vote. And then they're going to go into pulling out questions out of a fishbowl. That's pretty cool.
If anything, if you're not a voter, you should still show up and be entertained by that, because that means anything can happen. And
they're going to be polite. No gotchas. No,
Yeah, but gotchas are all perspective.
As long as it's legit.
Yeah, I guess.
Hearing about someone and meeting them in person, I have learned, makes all the difference in the world in their perspective about that person. And I have just known people at a distance and had one opinion of them, but then I met them personally and was totally changed in my opinion of that person. And I think that's why this is so important, that the people of April Sound, and anybody else that wants to, but particularly for the people of April Sound, come out and meet these candidates and know who they are, know what they stand for, and so that they can make an intelligent decision and select who they think would best serve them as mayor.
Yeah, I always wondered, as a voter, a registered voter, when you sit there and you make the decision to be informed, and you take that crazy winding road of finding the information, going to the forums, and it's kind of neat to be here in the city of Conroe, especially with Montgomery County's elections, previous ones. It really was easy to see and hear about where to go, how to know what's going on, and things like that, especially as a younger voter. As an older voter, I've kind of noticed with the older folks is they kind of tend to be in groups already, or they're already volunteering, they're already part of some civil organization, and they kind of have I wouldn't say a mindset, but it's just kind of they're routinely talking to a group that's also routinely involved in politics. But like I said, as a younger voter, really people are just working and going home, and hopefully getting married at one time in between. And
Dick, April Sound had an outstanding lady in Doris Hickman running for mayor. She did a great job. She's a wonderful person. I've had an opportunity to visit with her, but she didn't win. And I do not want the people of April Sound to think that because of that, they will have no representation or recognition at the city of Conroe. Well, and that's one of the messages I would like to get across to them.
Yeah, it seems that's kind of a different platform that's unique to this type of election due to annexation. And a lot of people, they read a lot about who's joining Conroe and how that really works, how that assimilation really works with annexation. And it's important, I would say, as any type of organization like City Council, they recognize that and they give those opportunities. Similar to how you said you want to do form a group or a committee or anything what you call
Correct.
it. It's that system might work for that area and it might work for other areas in Conroe too. It's really about getting involved and voicing your concerns. So the forum's really important to participate, write a question, show up, and especially the city council meetings. That's probably one of the most important things. And it's crazy to me that's not something that every person in the city of Conroe know what's going on, when these meetings are, because it really does affect everybody, short-term and long-term, especially with the importance of the growth. And like you said, right now we're talking to Jim Gentry. He's running for mayor, jimgentryformayor.com, with my friend over here, my co-host Nathan Arrazate of Montgomery County Lifestyle. Mornings of Lone Star right now. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to do some weather and traffic, and then we're going to listen to a couple songs. If you have a question for Jim or Nathan, just let us know on Facebook, Mornings of Lone Star, Montgomery County Lifestyle, or if you just want to send me an email, dick@irlonestar.com. Right now, it is still 76 degrees outside. Humidity is around 85% in Montgomery County. We expect some rain today after 1 p.m. There's a 30% chance of precipitation. The high today is going to be 90, and the low is going to be 70. I hope today is as beautiful as it was yesterday, so let's pray for that. We got some traffic in the Montgomery County area. There's 3 accidents that happened on northbound I-45 right there. Hardy Toll Road has gone down to 1 accident right there on the road northbound on Hardy Toll Road and I-45. Other than that, everything looks good to go. Actually, no, I just lied. If you're heading westbound on Rayford towards 45, you're going to be hitting an accident right there at Richard Road in Rayford and Sawdust. So other than that, you're good to go across Montgomery County. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star here at irlonestar.com worldwide, and also soon to be on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. Remember, we are your community radio station. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Jim Gentry, who's running for mayor. I know. A break in the interview, right in the middle of it. But I want to let you know that Mornings of Lone Star is a great opportunity to sponsor your business. During these little annoying breaks just like this, your business can be heard. Along with live audio spots during our regular live broadcast on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and our online stream at irlonestar.com. Sponsor Mornings of Lone Star will let you hit people with FM, TV, YouTube, and this podcast. If you're interested, just contact me online at dick@irlonestar.com or call the station 936-647-5747. Mornings of Lone Star is Montgomery County's community radio morning show, and you should be part of it. Now back to the interview. All right, Jake Payette, When I'm Gone. You're listening to Mornings of Lone Star here at irlonestar.com. Again, you can tell me what you want to hear in the mornings on Twitter and Facebook. I always like playing what people request. It is 9:37 in the morning right now. We're doing a special Meet the Candidates today and tomorrow. Just to highlight, to let people know what's going on tomorrow, we're going to have Dwayne Ham in the studio, who's running for city council. So if you have questions for him, or you just want to say hello or whatever, we're on Facebook, Mornings of Lone Star. Send us a message, comment, anything, or email me at dick@irlonestar.com. I'm sitting here with my co-host during these segments, Nathan Arrazate, Montgomery County Lifestyle. Show him some love on his Facebook and things like that. He's always running around the city and also the county, informing people about what is important and things like that. And what's actually, let's transition that. What is important? And it's nice to let people know where you can go vote, but what's important is to get off your butt and go do it. cityofconroe.org/election for all the information you need to know. Polling locations, polling times. Don't forget, early voting starts this Monday, and you're voting for 2 people. If anything, this is the greatest time to go vote because it's like the entry-level voting. So to get educated, very easy. There's only 4 people you have to research, and you can get to know them this Saturday at the open forum at April Sounds. Nathan, give me the details again for the people. What time and what place for this weekend's open forum?
Saturday, 10 a.m., 12 p.m. noon, April Sound Church. Be there. Open forum. Meet the 4 candidates. Ask them questions. Make a decision so you can get out and vote.
Well, when you say ask questions, you got to ask questions beforehand because they're going to be drawn out of a fishbowl, literally. And to submit your question, go to Nathan Arzade's Facebook at Montgomery County Lifestyle, or I think the Republican Women's
Lake Conroe Area Republican Women. Yes.
They're the ones taking the questions, folks. So that's really important. If you're really going to do some research, look them up. They really are involved in this community, especially getting these people a chance to speak like Jim Gentry. Now let's transition back to Jim. One thing we're focusing on, I always like to know, is what are the important issues for Conroe. And we talked about annexation, about April Sound, which is a very important issue about being able to work together for the next few years of growth. So outside of that focus, the city of Conroe, what other challenges, what other things do you see being very important for a citizen, very important for, say, the actual structure of the city and city employees and all that kind of stuff, because we're all in this together?
Thank you, Dick. There are dozens of issues that we could discuss today. We don't have time, but I think, too, that are very important that we're going to have to continually be working on is both water and health insurance and retirement programs. Number one is water. Without water, there's no need for anything else without water. We can do without anything but water. So we don't have time to go into all of the detail. I do know that the city is currently working on water issues, and that will be the number one things that we need to address, is to be sure the city of Conroe has water in many years to come. The other thing that has been a burden, a financial burden to so many cities currently now, is health insurance and retirement programs. They are literally destroying cities financially. And as I said, I don't have time to get into all of the details right now. But the city has taken a very good stance on how to approach this problem, and they are dealing with it. And I think in due time that this will be a problem that will be worked out and will not be such a financial burden to the city. So those are a couple of the key issues right now facing the city, Dick.
Well, continuing with this but more of the problems you see foreseeable. What's nice is, as a citizen, you can see the city working on it at the city council meetings. They talk about these same issues pretty much. It seems like in one way or another, almost every meeting they're touching on something, they're working on something, and it's very informal or informational for people. Like, you can go. They have I've just went blank. Steve Williams, I believe, is one of the guys who finance manager over there, and he it's insane how much information they have to go through.
Yes,
and that binder of his, I see that binder, I'm like, man, can you imagine giving those to people who have no idea what's going on? And you're like, oh, now we're back at grade 10. I got a final midterm coming up or whatever, and here we go. But water is another interesting topic, because there's a lot of different things how water works in the county, and not just in the city of Conroe. And one thing when we talk about those could be problems, what do you see being, because you're running for a leader position, being a leader, what kind of stance do you want to take as a city of Conroe, as the head of the city of Conroe, with this stance of water? How is it important? I know it's important to have it. How can we go about it, you think?
Well, the number one thing that we can do is drill Catahoula wells, and there are plans to do that right this minute. Another thing that the city is currently looking at is the extension of current wells down to the Catahoula well. And I think that's a great idea. That will be a great source of water if we can do that, and will save a lot of money to get down to that. One of the things I would like to continue on, if the citizens choose to elect me their mayor, is I would like to hire a water conservation manager. I was able to create that position when I was on the city council, and I have a person in mind that I would like to take that position again, because I think water conservation is going to be, always will be for a long time, an important part of conserving our water.
And we're not just talking about don't water your yard today and water every 4 days. This is the whole usage of anything that has to do with water in the city of Conroe.
Not many people realize it, but for 6 months out of the year, 50% of the water that's consumed in the city of Conroe goes toward watering your lawn. And we've done a lot of studies back when I was on city council with A&M, and they have proven that 50% of that 50% is totally unnecessary. In other words, people are grossly overwatering their lawns. So part of this is just going to be an educational program, teaching people how to water their lawns, how to conserve water, and that's an important part of it. Just very quickly, one other thing that I would like to consider is how many people every day turn on their shower or their kitchen faucet to get hot water, and they have to wait 30 seconds to a minute to get it. Think about how many people they are in the city of Conroe, 73,000, that do that several times each day. That is a huge amount of water. But there is a little device that can be put around the area of your hot water heater that will circulate that hot water and give you instant hot water. So that's just one of the things I would like to look into and see what the practicality of that is.
I've got a question for you. It's kind of along the lines of what you're talking about, and you can expand. I've been lucky enough to know you for many, many, many years. Unfortunately for you, you've known me since I was a little bitty kid.
Yeah, I've probably known you longer than I wanted to.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Thank God your wife makes you be nice to me. But here's my question. Look, I'm going to throw it out there because you won't. You've been a builder for 40 years. You've been a active member of your church there, First Baptist, since the 70s. You've helped start the mentor program with CISD Superintendent Dick Stockton, Don Stockton, Chris Loomis, Angela Gentry. You've done a lot of that stuff. You've really helped out Pastor Anthony Shelton and his congregation at West Conroe or West Tabernacle and things like that. All that said, those are things that a lot of people know about, and everybody says, oh, you're so great. So now tell me, what in the world the heck does that have to do with you going to be a good mayor? How does that going to focus in and you be a mayor?
Well, Nathan, this is not probably a good political answer, but it's an important answer. And that is, unless you help people reach their potential, you'll never reach yours. And that comes under leadership. You know, leadership is doing the right things. Management is doing things right. And I would focus on our employees. We have some great employees, and as I said earlier, we have some great staff people. And I want to call in some professional people to create leadership opportunities for anybody at the city that wants to be involved in that. I'd like for our employees to know that we appreciate what they do. I want our employees to be recognized. I want them to know that they can grow with the city if they want to. So many of us don't reach our potential because we don't realize what our potential is. We don't realize how much talent and ability we have. And I would like to see that happen at the city of Conroe, because the bottom line is, I don't know exactly how to say this and stress it enough, but without good people, you won't get good results. So we have great people at the city, and I think we would be remiss if we didn't help them realize and develop their talent and potential and become the best people they can be. And when that happens, most of your problems will already be solved.
Well, Jim, I want to say thank you so much for coming in. And I want to let the listeners know, if you're just now tuning in, we have Jim Gentry, who's running for mayor. Early voting starts next week, and we're going to be podcasting this interview we had with Jim very soon on irlonestar.com and also on soon-to-be Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1.
And I'll grab it and I'll share it out there too.
And what we're going to do now is we're going to be closing up this segment, but I want to let Jim have his elevator speech. Go for it.
Yeah. I'd just like to make one more quick comment, Dick, and thank you for giving me an extra minute or two. But, you know, I just want to stress the importance of people coming out to vote. It's pitiful that 8.8% of the people came out to vote in the last election a couple of weeks ago. And we have 73,000 people in the city, 36,000 registered voters, and 8.8% of the people come out. And whether you vote for me or whoever you vote for, I would just like to see the city voters come out and vote huge this time. I'd like to see the largest number of voters come out that have ever come out and vote. Thank you so much for your time, and I would appreciate your support and your vote. God bless you.
You're listening to Lone Star in the Mornings of Lone Star. We have Nathan Arrazate. Up next is the Cindy Cochran Show, and then after them will be the Willis Hour. We had to move the Willis Hour to today because of the floods of last week, and so stick around for that. And Nathan, we got Dwayne Ham coming in tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
9 a.m. If you guys have questions for him, go to our Facebook, Mornings of Lone Star. Email me at dick@irlonestar.com. Jim and Nathan, you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. And guys, if you're listening right now, we're going to get back to the music, tell the Cindy Cochran Show again. If you want to hear a certain song, let us know at irlonestar on Twitter, Facebook, or email me, dick@irlonestar.com. This guy right here, I've always played him every day as many times as I can. Jake Ward, his new one. This song's called Lonely Street.
Thanks for checking out this production on Lone Star Community Radio, Montgomery County's radio station. For more information on this show and other shows on Lone Star, check us out online at irlonestar.com. If you're interested in sponsoring a program on Lone Star Community Radio and reaching the local audience of Montgomery County on FM, internet, and TV media, please call 936-647-5747 or contact us online at irlonestar.com. This recording is a Lone Star Community Radio production, produced by the show host and Dick Schisler of Lone Star Community Radio. Interested in volunteering as a music DJ or starting your own talk show? Contact Dick Schisler at dick@irlonestar.com or by phone at 936-647-5747.